Live, the news on NBC 6 at 6 starts now.
We begin with breaking news out of Atlanta. Dozens of holiday shoppers run for cover in a panic after shots are fired inside a popular mall. Good evening, I'm Alina Machado. Investigators say it all started after an argument quickly got out of control. NBC's Chris Pallone has the breaking details.
Cell phone video shows the chaos that broke out during an argument in a mall food court just before someone pulled out a gun and used it. It happened Saturday afternoon at the Cumberland Mall in Cobb County, Georgia, northwest of downtown Atlanta. The shopping center crowded with holiday shoppers less than 2 weeks before Christmas. It happened in the mall's food court. Mall management says it started as an altercation between three people. One video appears to show a man with his arm raised like he's pointing a gun.
In the line and I heard a gunshot and I saw people just start running.
Now one man is in the hospital after being shot, and as for the shooter,
we have one suspect that's identified and we're working to locate him at this time.
Shoppers are telling chilling stories of picking out Christmas gifts one moment and then trying to protect their children in the next.
First thing, the instincts was my two little kids. I grabbed them because I know in situations like this, when people start running, they don't care and they're not looking at what they're doing, so I don't want them to get ran over. So I immediately picked them up and made sure that they were fine and safe.
They hid in stores and tried to get to safety, unsure who was shooting and why.
I was shaking. I was so scared. I was just shaking.
Police are calling it an isolated domestic incident, but that's little comfort to the people who wondered, at least for a time, whether they'd make it home after a day of holiday shopping.
I mean, we're in there just shopping for Christmas and, headed home. We don't even live here, so last thing you would ever think about somebody being shot inside the mall.
The most wonderful time of the year marred by violence and panic. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Only on 6, a South Florida family in tears as they watch their home burn in Hialeah. NBC 6 reporter Natalia Ortiz spoke exclusively with that family, and she joins us live now from the scene. Natalia.
Alina, it's a very sad story. This family has lost everything. 11 days before Christmas, they have no family besides themselves, no money, and now they have nowhere to go.
No.
This home in Hialeah completely burned down Saturday morning around 10 a.m. And the Ramos Espinosa family, a family of 8, has been displaced 11 days before Christmas. A group of neighbors came to the rescue, helping one of the teens climb over the fence to escape the fire. And then pulling their strength to bring down the fence so the rest of the family, which included a senior and 3 other children, could also get out.
The flame was so quick, and the smoke, a lot of smoke, dark. We couldn't even see us. The breath was really bad, and 1 minute, everything was black.
Several hours after the fire was put out, Griselda Espinosa walks through the charred townhouse, showing someone the destruction over a video call. Fortunately, the only injury from the fire was a minor cut to the leg Jose, the head of the household, sustained. But they've received very little financial assistance. They have no other family in the area, so they are still trying to figure out where they're going to spend the night.
We need help, a place to live and to pay rent, because we are a big family.
All right, so if you want to help the Ramos Espinosa family, you can check out the NBC6 website or app, and we will have a link there so that you can donate. Live in Hialeah, Natalia Ortiz, NBC6 News.
Natalia, thanks. Right now, police are searching for a shopper with sticky fingers. They say she was caught on surveillance tape stealing from a Southwest Miami-Dade jewelry store. NBC6 reporter Andrea Martinez is live now with a look at that video. Andrea.
Good evening, Alina. Yes, the store owner here at this spiritual shop says that she's out of her December profit after a thief came in here and took over 40 items. That woman's bold moves all caught on camera. Take a look.
A shoplifter caught red-handed. Yvonne Chevitt, store owner at Luna Bohemia Metaphysical Shop, says this middle-aged woman came in last week asking for healing for her son.
She came in, she gave me this story that she's having problems with her son, and she wanted to know what crystal would be good to help him out.
The sap story seemingly a cover-up for what was really going on.
I felt sympathy for her, and then she took advantage of that.
Take a look as she pretends to browse the store, takes a necklace in her hand and slyly slips it in her purse. You can see her at it again at the checkout counter. She boldly swipes several pieces of jewelry while Yvonne's back is turned. Here she is doing it again and again here, all while smiling and striking up conversation with the unsuspecting store owner.
Usually people don't come to this store to steal. This is a spiritual place where people come to, to get things for their spiritual growth.
Yvonne says the woman paid cash for just one $9 item, but got away with 40 items worth more than $1,000. A big loss for Yvonne, who lost her husband and was planning an end-of-the-year trip with her sons that will now have to wait.
So I promised them that we were going to get a weekend this December, and we're not going to be able to do it.
Luckily, Yvonne's surveillance cameras are helping police investigate. In the meantime, Yvonne wants you to remember this face and hopes this video can stop her from striking again.
So obviously, she's a professional. Obviously, she's done this before. And the last thing that I want is small business owners like me to have to go through that.
And of course, if you recognize that face, that woman in the video, call Miami-Dade police. Reporting live in South Miami-Dade, Andrea Martinez, NBC6 News.
Andrea, thanks. If you're heading out tonight, there are some closures you'll want to know about. Several bridges will be closed off tonight for the Seminole Hard Rock Winterfest Boat Parade that's happening tonight at Birch State Park. The map we're showing you there on screen shows the bridges that will be closed tonight starting in about an hour. If you plan on driving near any of these, you should look for an alternate route. We have a follow-up now to the sewer main break in Fort Lauderdale we first told you about earlier this week. City officials say crews are still working on repairs to the area and are waiting for parts to arrive so they can fix the 54-inch main. Because of this, Ponce de Leon Drive remains closed between Southeast 9th Avenue and Southeast 12th. Taking you now to New Zealand, where the remains of 6 people were successfully recovered in a risky operation as the threat of another eruption remains high. The death toll stands at 15, with more than 24 people in the hospital. For NBC6, Janice Mackey-Freyer reports.
The high-stakes mission to recover bodies from White Island continued today, and the conditions no better. The air toxic, and still the threat that the volcano could erupt again. Teams were there yesterday wearing protective suits, using breathing devices just to set foot on the island. They recovered 6 bodies about 1,000 feet near the crater, but a search failed to come up with the other 2. Dive teams were at the island today. It's about 30 miles offshore. They say the water is contaminated and the visibility is not good. Meanwhile, there are 25 people who remain in hospital, many in critical condition. Another person succumbing to their injuries overnight, bringing the official death toll to 15. All week, there's been the question asked, why were people allowed on the island? It's an active volcano. The alert level had been raised. The country's Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, saying now is not the time for those questions, that there will be investigations and inquiries, but for now, the priority remains identifying people and giving survivors the care that they need. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Whakatane, New Zealand.
A runner in trouble with the law. The charges he is now facing after police say he groped a reporter during a live shot.
And I'm Kelly Blanco, and coming up, we're taking you inside all the action of FanFest, this 2-day event for soccer lovers that's never before been here in South Florida. Woo-hoo-hoo!
It was a beautiful day, a very warm day, but right now, cold front going through the area. That'll allow temperatures to sink through the 70s down into the 60s and maybe overnight. By tomorrow morning, some 50s. A cooler change here for First Alert Forecast. We'll talk about it coming up next.